That was a thumbs up.
All right, that's Ben's clap. So we're live.
Action.
Semi-warm lead right now, you know?
Yeah.
Slowly get into it. You set
So this is what? This is the biggest podcast you guys have been on?
Yeah,
First
so
biggest.
far.
Yeah.
Biggest
good.
one
I like
we
our
got.
odds then.
So
first
This
and
is
biggest.
the
All right.
All right, sweet. Let's go around the horn. So names.
Tsunami Soundwaves.
Tsunami hit Soundwaves.
Tsunami Soundwaves, Matt Barnes, lead singer, rhythm guitarist.
Caleb Kaslik, bassist.
Reuben Atkatz, the drummer of the band.
And the Burrito Man.
And the Burrito Man.
California Burrito live from the stage. And I'm Alex Menser, lead guitarist.
Right on,
Sweet.
boys. Good to have you.
Thanks,
go.
guys.
We
Thanks
were
for having
trying
us.
to do this for a couple weeks and got shut down a couple times. Then I started to feel like a jackass because I just like couldn't track you guys down. And then we finally get you, and then one thing led to another, and we couldn't even have that one. So then I really felt like a jackass.
Yeah, we're
and,
what,
here
1
we
for
are.
4 now.
Yeah.
Four times a charm.
Let's talk a little bit about. Let's start with what would you guys say is like your genre? It's a loaded question. If you had to just throw like a pin
Just
on
coming
it.
out with the easy ones
We've
right
been
away.
we've been kind of transforming over the years. So we started off, we're trying to do like reggae, like white boy reggae, and then we went into more like rock, reggae, and then our last album was more like we tried to do surf rock. So
Surf, punk rock, hard
we're trying
rock.
to,
Yeah.
you know, so what we would say is surf rock.
Kind of like the
It's fun.
Alalas.
Like the Alalas.
If you had to
So-
pick a band that you wanted to sound like, who would you want to sound like?
Ooh, me personally, the Strokes, but
Okay,
I don't know
I
if
see that.
that's like.
Have you
know.
been told you sound like them?
No, I just do a wicked good Strokes cover. Julian Casablanca.
Have you been told you sound like any specific band?
Strokes.
Probably this probably
Strokes.
accurate.
Yeah, Strokes.
Killers.
Strokes cover band.
The Killers.
Do maybe like Surf Curse.
You know,
Surf Curse.
Surf Curse.
So
Play a
this
couple of their
this
songs.
might be kind of like shot in the dark, but I was listening to you guys earlier, and I heard a little bit of Hockey Dad. You guys familiar with Hockey Dad?
I'd heard of the
Kinda
band.
like a surf rock band out of Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's different because they're only a guitar player and a drummer, but like you guys, it's kind of sounded like a little bit of Hockey Dad with a lot more layers.
So
It's
one thing
pretty
is
rad.
like we on our second EP we kind of we threw out this like country song, if you heard it. It's called
Just to throw
You're
everyone
So
for a loop.
Fucking Cool. Or it's called You're So Cool.
Yeah,
So
I don't know,
you
we played
thought
it.
we were a surf rock
We
band.
played it live. We
sounds
played
like
it.
my saved songs.
Yeah, we played it live and people were like, we love that song. We're like, all right. So we just threw it on the EP as a joke.
It's probably our most popular song live. Like,
Maybe. We haven't played it in a long time.
we
but-
haven't.
Your most played song on Spotify is All Caught Up. Or
Caught Up.
Yeah,
Caught
that's probably
Yeah.
I
our
was
most
blasting that on the way here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for
What's most
listening.
of your guys' tunes?
We all kind of collectively write. I'll bring a lot of the lyrics and the melody and the chords,
Okay.
and then they kind of
And
work
the
it out.
strokes.
Yeah, and the strokes. But
Big stroke guy.
on our last album, Reed, our previous bassist, wrote a couple and arranged a couple, and then I just bring the idea, and then people go at it. But
Yeah.
we're very democratic. We want to like bring
Collaborative.
ideas, collaborative. You know,
No
bring
Putin
ideas
vibe.
together.
This
you
is
know.
where we transition into politics. So
Yeah, you weren't kidding.
So 180.
Nice plug there. Speaking of plugs, what are you guys drinking?
you
guys have Easy Riders.
Episode
Easy
sponsored by
Riders.
Easy Rider.
They go down easy.
Can you guys
Yeah.
kill those before he kills that burrito? We could have a quick contest.
I didn't know we were racing.
I had a good quick
Shit.
club. Let me do a camera. Easy Rider goes
right.
down good, comes up even better.
Brought to you by your favorite Strokes cover band.
That's the thing about like our band. Like we started out as a cover band, like just at 710,
Yep.
like the Roxy and Encinitas, and then we're like, oh, we should write some tunes. The goal was always to write original tunes, you know.
Yeah.
So we kind of been doing like 50-50, but more so these days we're trying to do like only original gigs, maybe a couple covers, and then maybe some gigs to make money. You know, we'll play like the cover gigs that really
Yeah.
make us, you know,
Yeah.
like the bar
The
gigs.
Roxy's classic. Though.
So-
You always got to slip some
Oh
covers
yeah.
in there.
Have you guys been there a bunch?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's one of the things I wanted to talk about is
Yeah.
like what's it like playing at the Roxy? Because every time I'm there, it's just
Espresso
Everything's
martinis
hot.
and
Yeah.
just
Dude, the espresso
Cougars.
martinis are the best
Yeah,
in
yeah.
town.
It is
Yeah,
like
this is awesome.
definitely the most rambunctious gig we play at. Like people are always just like falling over the stage.
yeah, and you're like
Yeah.
in the crowd there.
trying to grab the
Yeah.
mic and sing. And
Yeah.
We've
It's a little
remember that
rowdy.
one time we let that woman like get up on stage and sing, and she was
Yeah.
like, I think she might have change genders or something, but
I don't know.
it was
Crazy
pretty
time.
interesting.
Mid show.
Yeah.
It was a great show. It was
Mid-show gender change.
I almost chipped my tooth grabbing the mics like.
How does that
Tuesday.
setup work? Because you guys, you're obviously four guys, and I've only seen like maybe two guys
two,
play.
that, like father son.
So do you just put the drum set on the stage and then you guys kind of crowd
Yeah,
around?
we
Yeah.
first. I own an
Versus
electric
on the
drum
floor.
kit, so it's like a little more compact. And
Yeah.
they had an issue with sound when we first started playing there. Like the manager didn't want us to go above 100 decibels, and they have like a decibel reader like right
That's
above. They were
fucking nuts.
It was a hard stop at 100, and they would like monitor it while
All the
we were
lights
playing.
shut off at 100.
And then if we get above 100, we could see the manager in the back being like, "Oh, y'all like dirty."
gotta turn
We're like,
down.
"Oh my god, chill." Then they like got more relaxed. And we like went there one evening and we saw another band play there and they had a full kit. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And they're like,
Yeah.
I guess they got me relaxed. And then I started bringing my live kit, my real drum kit. But it's a very compact like configuration where the stage is probably like what 5-6 feet by 4 feet. or
Yeah,
something.
they added a stage there too.
And,
like a
and then we
portion
have like
of it, yeah.
we used to have our
Haven't
old
been there in a
bassist
while.
Reed like stand on some milk crates off to the side because it just couldn't fit all four
classic.
of us on there.
I heard she's trying to Paula, the manager there, or I think she's the owner. She's trying to develop the stage. You ever see that Strokes live video where it's like the Elvis was even on it?
Really hammering
back in
the
the day where it's
Strokes?
like light lit up like the center stage. It's like
Okay.
a square stage in the middle. I think she wants to do something like that.
So the
Maybe.
stage would be in the middle of the restaurant?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think
That
she's
would-
trying to
does
do
it spin?
something like that.
I've been
Yeah.
saying that
Spinning
for over a
stage?
year now.
That would be sweet. Like
Yeah.
a little spinning stage.
Do you guys go
crazy.
out after those shows in Encinitas? Do you guys?
I've dipped into the saloon.
Have you?
Yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
now that we got Elon driving us.
yeah, we'll see what happens June 6th.
Nah,
But
we're not
sometimes,
doing it.
other times we're like pretty wiped and we'll have to drive home. So
Yeah.
we
What
don't
time
really
does
have
that
time.
set end? How late do they push you?
Like 11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually smoked by the time I head out of there after those
Yeah.
Yeah.
live shows. So
It's
late.
definitely
espresso
like
martinis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely one of the more, I wouldn't say sloppy shows because we play good, but we drink a lot.
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
those
It gets
ones,
rowdy
and
in there. It gets
I
so
know.
rowdy
It's the
in there.
energy.
Is it-
Just
Yeah.
Just for the
Contact
folks
high.
that have never played shows, like is it bar tab is discounted,
Oh,
wide
it usually
open?
is
Like a
fully
floor
open.
to
yeah,
yeah.
they open it up, but
We've been going there since like 2022, and they love us, so they usually hook it up and give us like open bar, food tab,
Oh,
drink
that's
tab,
a couple burritos.
It's a good time.
burritos.
It's a good time.
Mid-song.
Yeah,
You know, like music
soda.
venues.
some strokes while you're setting up.
Yeah. Music venues, it's like, you know, they each have their like pros and cons, you know.
Yeah.
Like the Roxy, we got to set up, you know. But you go to like the Music Box and like or THC and or Winston's.
Yep.
Even 710, like they do it all for you, you know, which is good.
Yeah.
Shout out to John, the 710 sound guy. Actually,
back.
he
Oh,
He's
is he
back.
back?
back
Back. He
Oh
is
my God.
alive,
He's
well, and
back,
back.
dude.
Wow.
That's
He's
big
an
for
absolute
PB.
legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, he's a legend. He like, you know John?
Looks like a packed during
Nah,
the
I'm
set.
probably-
Oh, dude.
You'd
The sound guy,
recognize
yeah.
him.
You
He,
play it, yeah.
you guys might already know this, but when I used to play all the time, I would just like gravitate towards him because I just thought he was so classic. But he used to be one of the roadies for the Ramones.
I know.
Yeah.
A bunch of
Sean?
stuff,
And
yeah.
like his role was to just go get Johnny Ramone a cheese pizza after every single show.
Dude, hilarious.
Yeah, heck yeah. I didn't
Where is
know
he from? Is he from New York?
Yeah, he's from New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool.
He told me, he's like, I remember when Blink came through here, and like Imagine Dragons. He's like, yeah, I did sound for them while they were getting their chops
That's
in.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
That's so
insane.
cool.
Where
So-
was your guys' first show? Was it at 710?
Yeah, we started like during the pre-pandemic, and so the show was basically in front of 710. They had like acoustic shows, like outside shows.
Oh, got it.
So we were doing that, and then Joe.
And that was in the middle of pandemic with the acoustic.
it was like 2021, 2020.
early 2021.
So
And, like we started playing at like the PB Farmers Market,
yeah,
710, and then
When did you get
and
the
then I
Roxy?
think Roxy, and shortly after, like
Nice.
we by the summer of 2021, we were I think playing at the Roxy.
Played
Oh, we
with
also
Roxy.
played at the on top of that bus.
oh, we played on that
Wonder
music,
Bus.
the Wonder
Yeah.
Bus.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was April
crazy.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet.
was
That
a
was a
good time.
cool experience because we were like, people. I mean, it was still like pandemic, like you know, people were still kind of
Masks and shit.
quarantining and not really going out yet. So, but people were like surfing and walking on the streets. But then like this bus would be cruising around town with a band playing on top of it, like going from like Encinitas to like Oceanside and back. And like people would just be like, "Yeah, like this
Were
is
people on the
great."
bus or just fucking you guys?
There were a couple people on the bus, like the owners of it, and
Yeah,
their
the
daughter and stuff
owners
like that was
were
on
running
it,
the bus,
so-
but we were. It was like a double decker bus, and we were on the top level. And they had a couple, videographers, and we were just
pretty
playing
cool.
outside.
Funny.
I remember that. That's so funny you say that.
Yeah.
That was like a really, really cool thing.
Yeah,
It was
I'm
sweet.
bummed. I don't know if they're still doing it. They did it throughout like 2021 and 2022, but then I don't know if they lost funding.
They would do
or
it
what.
through Encinitas. They do it through
Yeah.
OB,
Dude.
downtown,
Yeah.
GB. Yeah,
Wasn't there
it's
one
super
section
cool.
where you guys had to duck?
Dude,
Like,
funny
we went
story.
up-
Dude, there's a
Low
funny
clearance.
story about that actually. So we were driving through Lucadia, Encinitas, right? And our buddy James was taking photos of us, and the bus driver didn't know the route probably, and there's just like. Everyone's like, heads up, duck, and he didn't. He just got nailed by it.
We got
Like
on
a
video
bridge.
too.
Dude, literally
yeah.
almost
Yeah.
fell off the bus. He was on the back of it.
Oh my god.
He got clocked by the
We
bridge.
were going
I'm
like,
surprised he
dude,
wasn't
we were going like probably 25, 30.
That's crazy.
But it was just
Fast
like,
enough.
you got hit. It was,
That'll
it was
take you right
brutal.
off
He could have owned the
Bus.
bus if he wanted to after that.
Probably. I mean,
It would have been yours.
Play your cards
it was
right,
brutal.
yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, I love the music venues in San Diego. They're sweet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're
so,
so
so you guys have you started in you're saying like pre-pandemic area, so what like 2020?
2020.
So you've been around for like 6 or whatever that math is.
Five.
2020. Yeah,
Just over
Yeah.
5
Yeah,
years.
yeah. So it's,
two.
okay.
we've had
Yeah, I think we like probably formulated the band in like late 2019.
we've had a few lineup changes too over the course of
Yeah.
the time. So, you probably know Owen Bowles.
Yep.
Well, so Owen Bowles was in the
He
band.
was the original member.
We
Okay.
like split the like the singing. He was like we were kind of dual front man, like the Beatles sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then Chris Libero was in the band too. He's in Doa's Daydream. If you guys know him,
Yeah.
he's got that long like Stacy Peralta hair.
Yeah.
You know?
Rips.
Yeah, and then we had Mike
was our
Emilio.
bassist.
Any dramatic splits or everything was pretty cordial?
Yeah. Any big like heroin overdoses or anything?
It was good. Some
Tell
people,
about?
Owen wanted to do his own
Let's
thing,
get
so
some
Owen
conflict
started.
going.
Owen started like a blues thing, and Chris
bowls?
Chris had some different opportunities that he's playing with Doa's Daydream, I think, or he's played some big festivals with Doa. So did that, and then Mike had a baby.
Yeah.
So
That'll do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Had a
he
kid,
moved to
got
Connecticut. Yeah,
That came up quick. We didn't see that coming.
yeah.
But it was all good, We're still all
Had
good
9
friends.
months to plan for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when them both Owen, Chris, and Mike left, we replaced them with Reed, Brat, who played bass, and then Colin Cook, who played lead. And then they played with us for like 2 years. Up until like,
Until that hot sauce.
it's gonna be fun talking with the whole read on my stomach. Up until like the fall of 2024,
Yeah.
and then
You're
these
out
two
of
guys
like
came.
loud things for the microphone. Do we need to get you?
I know. I can
Some shakers?
slurp this Coca-Cola.
ASMR with Tsunami sound waves.
I feel like
It's a
yeah.
new episode we're trying out here.
And then these guys joined the band, which has been great.
Yeah.
I feel like they haven't been talking as much. We've been kind of ranting.
Yeah,
Go into the
have you
history.
all?
Yeah, how'd you guys get involved?
Well, I've known these guys for a couple years. I was kind of a fan of the band. The shows are always fun to come to, so I'd always be like following and
You had a sign in the crowd, pull me up.
let me play a song, please. No, I've seen them play at like a mansion party and just at the bars and stuff. And
On a bus.
yeah, on a bus, dodging trees. But no, I play in another band. I play in Owen's band, and who's good friends with them. And I think Matt just saw me on stage and was like, "Dude, we
Really
need
like
that
his
guy."
tone, you know.
I mean, I might be embellishing a little bit, but
Seems legit.
so yeah, I was playing another band. Colin left, and took the opportunity. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I'm happy to be here. I've always wanted to play with these guys, so
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
stoked it all worked
Dreams
out.
come true.
Dude, Alex is like one of like the guys who always come up after the concert. I never knew he played guitar. He's like, dude,
Say,
I love your vibe, dude. I just love it. I'm like, oh man,
I think I
like,
saw you at
it's kind of
PG
take it back,
Fest.
And then he's like, it happened reoccurring. He would come and say, dude, great show, it's awesome. Really appreciate you. I never like
Wasted
No, I'm just
drunk.
like, oh, that was awesome. You guys killed it. You crushed it. Keep it up.
Gotta let me play
giving me
with
like
you
5
guys.
hugs before we go. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't really put in an application. I was just showing love.
Yeah, like, is this guy weird or is he sick? I know those guys.
You know, it's funny
Why is he
because
so into music?
our guitars, our old guitars, Colin, he bailed out, and then Owen, he was playing with Owen. He's like, yeah, Alex, like, you could play really well. He's probably been the best guitarist we've had in the band so far. you know.
So far, you're not.
So-
So far.
Until the next one.
I'm so hurt.
How long's your guys' contract? Like, do you guys get like flipped out into?
Go on rotation.
It's
on the
big
flip side,
contract.
dude. Yeah.
that's
It's
nice.
up to you guys if you want to jump ship.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my
Tsunami for life.
Once you
Ruben
get
and I
sick
are-
of me and Matt.
Yeah.
Ruben and I are so hurt
Just
every
give us a
time
30-day
someone's like, "Hey,
notice,
we're
that's all
gonna
we
be out."
ask.
Like,
Break
Yeah, so you got babies leaving, people leaving to other bands.
Yeah.
You need
So the
someone
good news is
wildly addicted to
nobody-
drugs.
Alex
to
is single,
complete this.
so he ain't having a baby
Yeah.
anytime soon.
That's a big plug.
On
right
purpose.
there.
Caleb has a girlfriend, but they're not married, so hopefully he doesn't have an accident and have a baby.
I have a couple of years left. Minimum.
Yeah.
Wrap that shit up.
Do you want to say your phone number into the microphone in case there's anyone watching?
Oh,
at all?
totally, dude. You should give it-
Maybe
you should
later.
do that. 555.
You can find us on
Okay,
Instagram.
when did you start playing bass with these guys?
October, November. Kind of, so
yeah, October, November.
yeah.
It's like right before Halloween, I think.
Yeah.
Is that a
yeah.
similar situation? Sign said, "Sign my tits," and hop on
Not quite. So their bassist Reed, he left.
Yeah, we know Reed. He's a friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he, I think, started his own project. And how did I join? I moved here to San Diego from Philly about a year and a half
Craigslist ad.
ago.
No.
Not-
It was pretty organic.
Similar, yeah.
It was I was at 710 watching a band play, and I knew a guy. I don't know if you know Ryan Hickey. He's a lead
Cruise Roots.
singer of Cruise Roots. I've known him for years. Matt and I've known him for years. We've played gigs with him, and he was at the show, and I told him that Reed had just left, and we're like, yeah, dude, we're scrambling for a bassist. We have these gigs coming up. And he's like, oh, dude, have you ever heard of this guy Caleb? I was like, no. And he was like, dude, check him out. Like, he sent me his Instagram, and I was heading out actually to Portugal the next day, and I like texted him or Instagrammed him. I was like, hey, like I heard you play bass from Ryan Hickey. Like, I was wondering if you're interested in joining the band.
Snapchat, sneaky nuts. Hey, do you play bass?
And then once I got back, we had a practice, and things just blended well. And then also around that same time, like Colin kind of unexpectedly left, and I was just like, oh, you fucking kidding me? Like now we have to find a lead guitarist, and literally within like I want to say like 6 hours, Matt's like, dude, Alex could take the spot. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I had just seen you
You know,
play like
Destiny.
at PB Fest like a month earlier,
okay, yeah.
and I was like, dude, let's go. Like, yes,
Yeah.
that was
Pretty
a
fucking
quick,
awesome.
it was
That's
a quick
awesome, yeah.
recovery. Yeah, it was dope.
So, how many of the recordings that you guys have right now is this lineup?
None yet.
Online, none yet.
Okay.
We have a few
Yeah.
originals we're working on. They're
that's cool.
almost studio ready. I think our plan, like our last session, we did a whole album. We recorded it all in like not one session, but like in a series of sessions, like back to back.
Is that the plan to drop another album?
So no, I think our plan is gonna like just sprinkle singles
Well,
and
we're
then
gonna-
drop an album.
We
Yeah.
go down a lot of that, like the new theory for like
Yeah.
albums that don't really need to happen
Yeah, I
anymore. You can
think
just
you can
single,
kinda-
single.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Elise was saying, like the Diz, like they're dropped like 4 or 5 singles, and then you'll drop like a 9 song or whatever
Yeah.
album, after,
Or just all the singles compiled pretty much.
Yeah,
Under
something
or
like
whatever you
that,
wanna
but-
do. yeah, everyone's got such a short attention span nowadays that it's
Yeah.
like no one listens to an album all the way through. It seems
cover.
like.
And you get to rip more
Yeah.
cover art, which is the
Yeah.
best part.
I mean,
right?
yeah,
It's one of the reasons I
Sweet,
think
more
why
pictures.
Caught Up actually is one of our more popular songs because that was the one song of the album where we released it like a month or 2 earlier
Like 4
and
or
like
5.
hyped the shit out of it.
Nice.
And promoted the shit out of it, and then people started listening to it, and then once we released the album, it wasn't even the first song of the album. It was like midway through the album, but it still didn't matter. Like people,
Do you guys
I don't know if
think
it's the
that's, like,
algorithm
your
or
best
what?
song?
Like people kept on listening to it.
Do you think it was marketing or that's like the catchiest
No,
song?
it's probably my second. I like 5150 the most. I think to me, I thought that was gonna be the catchiest song, but it's also Caught Up is pretty catchy too.
Yeah,
So, I
I
don't
like
know.
Break the Rules.
A lot of people like
it's like
Colin's
what-
Cooler as well. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
I
all
was-
it's all
I was
subjective.
ripped that
so.
one on the way here actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
more
a good one.
vibey.
Yeah, that was a good one.
A
I
lot
like
of-
Caught Up. I was like, I need to join this band.
I need to make
Yeah.
a sign.
That song has a different like structure. Like Alex, you were telling me about the structure of that song. We need to copy that and try to.
It's a
make
good
song
one, man.
like that.
Good
Yeah,
formula.
It's very familiar. I think that's what they say about like good bands is like you feel
Yeah.
like you heard it already. Like,
But it's
you
Dude,
don't know
you're
where
right.
you've heard
Yeah,
it.
it's
That's the
unique,
familiarity.
though.
Well, part of that's like it kind of took from the Strokes a little bit on that. Like on the part, did you say that? So I think what song is it? Yeah, definitely borrowed something
If we
from
ever
them.
interview the Strokes, we'll make sure you're.
Yeah,
singing.
he got me right here.
You know,
Oh,
it's
that'd
that
be
song
cool.
that's I think it's hard to explain. It's like raised in Carolina on the part. but not exactly like it. You know, I'm still take credit.
Inspiration is inspiration.
But
dude.
yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
But
We love it.
we don't know what direction we're gonna go with this. That we've been making some vibey songs. We probably have like 6 songs in the chamber that we've been
Any
practicing.
more country coming out?
2 country
Dude,
songs.
we got Wick is like a country song. We got this from Wick. It's kind
You
of
got
like
a song called Country Song
that's right.
that we're renaming,
And it's
but
actually a blues song.
it's called Country Song.
It's like a rap song.
We're kind of all over the place. I've like a lot of people have been telling me, like our old bassist Reed, he was like, I want to do a distinct sound, and I'm like, I don't really care, you know.
fuck
I'd
that.
like to like whatever, you know.
Out of the band.
It's definitely good. I feel like it's good these days to have like a vibe, but I'm just like,
yeah.
I want to do whatever.
Moonshine?
Moonshine. We played the Moonshine downtown, and then it was like a corporate gig sort of thing.
Okay.
Where we we talked to the guy Ryan at Moonshine. I think he's in Cassie B's band. He was trying to get us in there, but we never really made it come to fruition.
Yeah.
I feel like
Couple
every
country
episode
songs.
we hit Moonshine and how sick of a setup they have and how they just kind of botch it. And then it's just like only country music. Like, if they would let some local bands in there, they'd
Yeah, it would
blow it
crush.
up.
Dude.
But they have their own.
I mean, you guys see what 710 does on like a pop at night. It's like
Yeah.
packed now,
Yeah.
shoulder
Yeah.
to shoulder.
Yeah.
Dude.
He stood in with Duke Moody the other day. I was actually a mashup of everybody, but it was like so packed, shoulder to shoulder, just like
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Dude, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reed's got a show there this weekend on Saturday. Pet Mammoth, Baybirds,
Go see him.
and what's Trent's? What's Trent's? Oh my God, I'm so sorry,
Groove
Trent.
Dude?
The Groove Dude, DJ.
Okay.
on Saturday.
So at 710?
7:10 on Saturday. Yeah.
710 is just such a fun place to play.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like
really
it
good place.
kind of has its own built-in crowd too, but then everyone basically lives around here.
Yeah.
Comes to PV,
And it's
party, and
close
see
back to the
music. So
water.
it's like it's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Casual Yak was getting it for a
We
very
had
while.
some really
then.
really fun times there.
Yeah.
some really fun shows there.
Was the same with Zach was Zach always on keys with Casual Yak?
Zach actually never
Zero
played
keys.
keys.
Oh,
Yeah.
zero keys in that.
Yeah,
band.
Never
Zero
played
keys
keys
in.
with Casual Yak.
Oh.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. That was a Bush Divers thing for him.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's one of those guys who can do like all the instruments and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always
shredding,
felt
yeah.
Super talented.
so untalented around those guys. I was just like, fuck, I'm just a
Dude,
fucking drummer. Like,
that's-
Yeah, I'd go over there just to sit there and like Zach and Alan would be doing this like music fucking thing, and me and Ben are looking at each other, and I'm just like, so crazy. He sits here.
Dude,
and
Reuben,
listens to
you sing a
this.
bit when you drum, right?
Yeah, I do backup vocals, and then I sing one cover song when we do play live. I haven't. I
Ben's
don't
got one cover in him.
Yeah,
So that was like one of the things. Like I couldn't even sing.
it's
you know,
hard. It's
I
hard
was
when you're
playing.
sitting down and like, especially like a lot of times we're playing like punk rock or these fast-paced songs where
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just like doing 16th
Barely
notes on
holding
the hi hat.
on.
Like, I can't fucking
Eating a
sing.
fucking burrito.
Read on the side. I know.
Yeah.
that was the thing. Yeah.
No, I like. I don't like.
Can you
being
play
the
other
front man.
instruments or strictly drums?
Yeah, I can play the piano and the ook.
Damn.
But
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, I don't have any. of
and I
that.
love. I'm gonna
I got
buy
no
myself
strings.
a pair of congos here. I love that instrument too. It's really fun. But no, I don't like really being the front man of singing. It's just too much pressure. You know, hence me being on the drums in the
Yeah,
back
yeah,
where I can like,
drums are-
you know, just be on some mushrooms and just be cruising and not really give a damn.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's funny you say that because I remember one show at 710. This was like Pete Casual Yak. One of the bouncers actually gave me a bunch of mushrooms before the show. And I had a full-blown panic attack. And I had to go, like, right before we were getting on stage, I had to go, like, run around the pier really quick and, like, do breathing exercises. I swore myself off that ever since. I was like, I promise, if I can make it through this, I will
once a
never,
month.
ever put myself through this again.
Oh man,
Yeah,
we've all had those moments.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
funny.
That's classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
mushrooms are.
No, I like doing backup vocals. I mean, Matt has a great voice, and like honestly, probably perfect replica
are you
of the
drinking there?
Strokes lead singer. I don't know.
He's
Yeah.
right.
Anyway, you know,
Hell yeah.
But-
it's so weird trying to. Yeah.
No,
Try
but
to
yeah,
stay away from it.
he does all the leads.
Before I forget, tell me about your Instagram videos. I've been
Oh,
stalking
yeah.
them a little
I don't
bit.
know.
What's the backstory?
Yeah,
Like,
we try
the last
to
one?
sometimes do spin-offs off of like comedies, like off of movies, and try to like work off that. So like
How much time do you put into one of these videos? So they're pretty like.
I don't know.
We spent a good amount of
The
time.
last one
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
They're
what?
clever as hell.
Yeah.
Wasn't too long, right?
We
for
like
like
the
an
first
hour.
music box
It was
ones we
like
did.
6
We did it
hours.
off of
Couple
what's the Ben
days.
Stiller movie? The
Zoolander?
Blue Steel.
Zoolander?
Zoolander.
Yeah.
So like the music box one was like we put the box down. And Rube's like, "What is this? Like a music for ants, or like a venue for ants?" You know. What's another one we based it off of?
We did the what we did with the Diz and Bush Divers, where you had the like the old school where they have like the rape
yeah.
band coming in.
Yes,
and
I
they're,
do
like,
remember that one.
so we,
Yeah.
so we did that.
Yeah, we were
It was
blasting
pretty-
them back and forth when
where we
first
had
were
like
talking to you guys. Like,
Zach
this is
and
gonna be
Josh like casually walking out towards the waves, and like we like ran out the beach and like tackled them on the beach, and then like next scene we like sort of like throwing them in the van.
Yeah.
And we
Who
have like
films
those
these?
those
We just get
masks.
like his roommate or something like that, or but yeah, we're definitely gonna do more videos like that and
Yeah,
just
they're classic.
yeah. I wanted to start
Build the
like
brand.
yeah, do more stuff like that, like kind of like workaholic sort of deal,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit
Fuck
more.
yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, you guys got a lot
Breaking.
of personality for. I mean, most bands do, but you guys keep the videos up. They're fun.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Keep it-
appreciate it. Yeah,
dynamic.
Keep it
It's good.
interesting. It definitely draws some attention, even though people only watch it for like 10 seconds. And then
Yeah, the music thing doesn't work out. You
Dude,
can
again,
start
it's
keep
like
on scrolling.
short attention span, and just like if you can capture them for a little bit, or like if one of those takes off, then like just like that, you
Yeah.
got more traffic
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
through, and it's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, a little TikTok action.
Yeah.
TikTok shop.
Yeah.
Some merch.
that's what we were talking about earlier, right? The shorter the better, I think. But sometimes I was like, this is hilarious. So like,
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah.
just
It's
do
hard
it.
to
It's
like
I want
cram
to
it all into like
just to have fun, you know.
Sometimes it's for you, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. You
You
know?
want to finish your product.
Yeah.
Like we started putting out reels of like some funny bits that would come out of a couple.
Yeah, they're 20 times better than the podcast. The podcast.
Yeah, but like that's what it's all about. Like just finding those like good bits like here and there, and then just pumping those out, and those things take off, and then you know.
Yeah, especially out of context, then they're like,
Yeah,
really,
like what the fuck are they? What is this podcast about?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
What are
funny.
some you've done? Like what kind of ideas have you guys?
There was one where I think I had like 8 to 10 Easy Riders, and I was just like kind of slurring
quite
some
smart.
words. we just went
no.
on a rant about Easy Rider and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
a lot of them is me like smirking, and you can tell that I'm about to say something, and then like I just say something out of left field. But
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
yeah, nothing like too specific, and obviously not thought out because we don't think anything out of this podcast. So it kind
Yeah.
of flies out of our mouth.
Yeah.
This is sweet, dude. I'm so glad you guys been doing
Yeah, it's
this.
good
It's
to
awesome.
finally get you guys tied down. I know
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
anticipation for us. You know, we tried
I
so
know.
many
Yeah.
times, different
Dude.
studios. So shout out to this studio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out
it's
to
amazing.
Music. Sounds
Music
awesome.
company.
Music
Yeah.
companies, the
This is
the
home.
sickest.
Yeah.
This is home now.
Caleb's been jamming here. You want to talk about that at all?
Yeah,
How's that
they.
been?
So it's been a while, but I know like every other Thursday they have like a jam here. Went to that a couple times. Really like well put together.
Did you do that before joining this band at all?
Yeah, yeah. So I've only been out in San Diego for like a year and a half.
You said Philly, right?
Yeah, I came here from Philly.
Are you from Philly?
No, was born here. I was a military kid, so I
nice.
Okay.
moved around a lot. Philly was after college. And yeah, moved out here because I've always wanted to come back. And been playing music seriously since college, and knew I wanted to get back into a band. So I played at like local bars in the area here, obviously. I was being worked as like a session musician at 710, so they have like an open mic every Wednesday. I would just go up, and if anyone needed a bass, I would just accompany them and figure out their songs on the fly. Gone to the Harp. That's like my usual Wednesday activity. They have a great fucking jam there. And then
He's
yeah,
a true music guy.
yeah. I like the more like jammy stuff and improv
Yeah.
work. It's super fun, and like Reuben said, I think I jammed out for Ryan Hickey at, I think it was the Collective actually, a couple times, and then they were looking for a bassist, and that's when he recommended me. So.
Yeah.
Now you're on
Cool.
the blue couch.
Now I'm here. We made it. We made
Next to
it.
the burrito.
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
Yeah.
it's funny you mentioned the Harp because I stumbled in there the other day with one of my cousins.
Yeah.
And I think the guys from Slightly Stupid own it now, right?
Yeah,
He does,
Miles.
yeah.
Yeah, Miles.
Yeah, that breakfast place right next to that, I used to go to every single Saturday.
Oh, really?
It's fucking spot.
Oh, nice.
OG, super sick diner.
Yeah, try.
But
Yeah.
they like completely put it back on the map. I feel
Oh, yeah,
like
it's packed.
like
Yeah.
like music wise.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, they have like especially Wednesdays, like with the market going on down the street.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
it's a
that
great
place is
scene.
legit
Yeah.
now.
And he's in there too.
You guys in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Cool.
there on the
Oh, wow.
Wednesdays.
Yeah,
He'll
last
go up and
Wednesday.
sing
Yeah.
too.
We'll
Yeah.
hang out.
Was it
Cody from Band of Gringos
Yeah,
was playing the
Cody
Grateful
was-
Dead stuff.
Yeah,
And he
Yeah,
got
that's
up and
right.
sang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaking stuff.
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
We go rip a pod in there.
Yeah, that's
That'd
good
be
stuff.
Open
Sweet.
pod night.
That's cool. I'm glad that place was always really, really cool. We got
Yeah.
like reviving that.
Yeah.
Dude, the hard band, yeah, it's like we went in there like a month ago, and Cole was like, "You want to hop up there?" I'm like, yeah, I'm just a rhythm guy, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
because you get like Alex in there, or Caleb, they're just talking like all these modes and stuff like that. I'm like, you know, it's tough.
Yeah,
So
fuck, I'd rather make an
I gotta do my
Instagram short.
homework, dude. You know, but you just gotta get up there.
So
And,
staying in OB, holding company's probably what next best place to play for you guys.
We
Probably
tried.
Winston's.
Probably
Yeah.
Winston's.
We tried.
Tried THC last week. You got flooded.
I was gonna say, okay, I didn't
Yeah.
want to say it and
Was
sound
that
like
last week, dude?
Okay, so that was you guys.
2 weeks ago.
It wasn't us that
Yeah.
flooded it, but
No,
yes.
no, but you had a show and it flooded. right?
Yeah,
Brock-
so
Yeah,
I
we were
guess
sound checking and all this water started like running out.
Pouring
We're
out,
like,
yeah.
that's weird.
Was it from fucking rain?
Someone
You
put
wanna
like
know-
fireball shooters, like I guess they flushed me down the toilet, clogged the pipes, and the entire bar is just slip and
Yeah.
slide.
Yeah, I'll come out.
Into
I've
water,
brought shooters
across
into
the entire
THC before and make it a double, but I don't flush them down the toilet.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And so apparently that happened and they clogged up the line.
Probably a
and
local
started.
plumber trying to get some work.
yeah, just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Been there.
their green room
strategy.
is classic.
Yeah, we took a
Yeah.
photo
It's
in there.
tight. It's real
Yeah.
tight and intimate. But like that is probably one of my favorite actual green rooms.
Yeah.
in San
Hunker
Diego.
down in
Played
there.
there
Yeah, you
and
kind of
that
got to
was
duck your
gonna be-
head.
Yeah, you got to duck your head. There's like
Yeah.
a huge HVAC duct going over.
Yeah.
Well, we
pinned out.
got to the sound check
Yeah.
until the water started flowing.
Yeah.
And we were
So
like,
that was the
Real
first time
bad.
that you were supposed to play there?
at least for me with this band, yeah.
With this pack.
But they've played
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, we played there a couple times.
I was gonna say I've seen you guys play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we like all the venues in OB are good. It's just because like the crowd is so, you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
people love
like people just
local
go
music
for
there.
music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like, I don't care who it is. It's like local music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like same thing. Winston's has
Yeah.
a built-in crowd like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Winston's
Yeah.
built-in
People go
crowd
there
is
to
super
see
sick.
music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Winston's little remodel was nice. It's fucking sweet in there now.
Yeah.
What'd they do? I thought they just changed the sign outside.
Yeah, pretty much. And now people stand outside. Pretty much.
The sign's nice. It changes colors.
good
you know?
curb appeal. So
Yeah, that place.
Did they change the inside at all?
Nah, probably. Not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
It's
just people are
They
standing
might have
outside
cleaned
now.
some stuff up. here
Yeah, I
and
think
there
they
and-
cleaned it up a bit.
they
yeah.
mopped.
It's another place I never really remember. when you were
We had a
there.
hell of a show there March 15th.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day.
It's
By
fun.
Winston's?
Packed.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a good
So
one.
It
yeah.
was great.
Good show.
Yeah.
Who'd you guys play with?
Played with Caravan.
Yeah.
Were they local?
Yeah.
Okay. Haven't heard
So
of
Bryce, he's kind of like a solo acoustic guy, but he's got a band behind him. He's got Chris Olson. Who else plays with him?
Luke Glass on
Luke Glass,
guitar.
yeah, from Exotic Fruit
Killer.
Tour.
And
Oh, yeah.
Cam
And-
Steen,
Okay.
I
I know
believe,
you're
Chris
talking
is
Yeah.
on
is on
drums.
drums. Yeah.
I don't know who's the bassist. I forget.
Chris Olson.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
actually Caleb. He,
Yeah. That's that
Yeah.
too, yeah. You know, like,
Great guys.
Subbing in.
curly blonde hair.
Yeah. So stoked to play them. I've been seeing him play for like a couple of years now. So
Yeah.
he's just like, he's got a good following and it's like a good folky vibe.
Yeah.
So it's pretty sweet. So many good bands in San Diego, you know.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So-
And that's what's so cool about doing this kind of thing is like sitting down with all you guys and
Yeah.
getting the spiel about it all.
yeah.
Who have you guys seen that you guys really like around town?
Man, there's so many. There's so many. And like being lucky enough to play with a handful of them too. Like I remember back when Kazriak was playing a lot. There's a band called Electric Mud.
Yeah.
They were like
That
Oh,
was
I
our
have
OG.
heard of that.
they were
yeah.
like pretty much
Okay.
like Rolling Stones. Like that was their genre, and they just hammered it in. But they were
Yeah.
all like old Navy guys.
Yeah, they're Navy guys. So the crowd was like super Navied out, which was
They were
Oh,
sick.
You just get wild, yeah.
They were super fun to play with. Super good guys.
We love Three Legged Dog too. Just
Yeah,
Nice.
those
Dude,
boys and
those are
just
good
like
guys.
it's simple music that's super catchy. You know.
They're getting
Yeah.
good, dude.
But it's been
Like,
cool to watch like them and Porcelain and now you guys like people that we friends with talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shows mean a little bit more afterwards. Not to get mushy here.
I hear you. It's
I
good
never
to go
gave
see
a
your
fuck
buds.
before.
Yeah. It's sick. Like, Three Legged Dog played one front that's pretty tight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been
Couple
to
times.
some good booking,
Yeah. So,
which is probably half of it. You know, you guys would know more than us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
it out
It's like
there.
marketing. It's like a marketing scheme to try
Yeah.
and get these different venues and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Do you guys? Is this just like a passion project for the most part, or is this like if? I mean, obviously, if you made it, you'd be stoked. I'm sure. But like,
My job,
is
yeah.
there is that on? Like, are you guys making a big push for it, or is it just like let's play, have fun, and come up with some good music and just have some parties.
At
in the
least for
meantime.
me,
I'll let you answer
I'm like 100% in music. I do a day job, you know.
Yep.
But
Matt hates his job.
I love.
We all do.
I enjoy my job a little bit, but yeah, they're just all. I only think about music all the time, and other than my job, you know.
Yeah.
So
You're
just
not trying to get big. Like the goal is like.
you
bigger the
know,
better.
yeah. I'm not.
I
I'm
guess
not
my
trying to
question
get
and
big.
my reason for asking that, is there any rhyme or reason to like how you guys are going about booking your shows or coming out with your music? We talked about like spreading the songs out a little bit, doing singles.
If
And
you want
stuff
to play
like that,
bigger
but-
venues, get more plays. Like what's the? or
That'd
just
be
fucking,
that'd be nice. I
wing it?
mean, it's like just to be like put out a good song and stuff like that people like and enjoy. It's always a good thing. But then like we were talking about earlier with like the genre, right? It's like a lot of people tell me or like when we get in a band like, oh, let's focus on a specific genre, but sometimes I just like want to write for just like let's play whatever sounds good, So it's just like, but we definitely want to be more strategic with the way we planned so we can keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because we want to record more albums too, I think, which you guys can add. But getting paid, to play shows and to save up to do an album. It's kind of how we did our last album. Was just play a bunch of bar gigs, save up for an album, and then try to make a cool recording that people will like and we'll like. It's kind of like a diary, right? Yep. That's how I.
Yeah, that's sick.
I'm talking too much, so you guys go.
What is that? Go down the line. Do you all have day jobs?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a business analyst for a bank.
Okay. Nice.
I'm a electrical engineer. Do like sales engineering for like a battery company.
Fuck yeah.
I gotta imagine that takes some time.
Yeah. It was crazy. I went to grad school and finished like last year, so I was like had a full swing Tsunami sound waves, full-time job, full-time student.
Yeah.
I was just in and over my head.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was.
Plus he skis 3 months out of the winter.
And the winter's always a hiatus. Matt hates me for it. He's crying in his.
I call it the
apartment.
winter.
That's
Yeah,
so funny.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
And so it's. I mean, I don't know. I love music. Music's always been a big part of my life. It's always been a fun hobby. It'd be great, if it came to fruition and started bearing a bunch of fruit and making money off it. But that's not like my drive. My drive is just to have fun and have it be that outlet. And I love playing live. That's my favorite thing on earth is just to see a bunch of my friends or even random people just be stoked over us playing music. Like that's like the best feeling in the world. So I kind of do it for that, but it'd be great if
Fuck it if it goes huge then.
we did we try to set the goals to work towards. Like last year, we really wanted to do a California tour. So we spent a lot of time booking shows up the coast, and then spent a lot of time preparing for it. And then we'd hit Ventura, Santa Barbara, and then we did 2 nights in San Francisco, and then cruised back down. And that was a cool accomplishment.
Did you guys book that all yourself, or did you have some help?
No, we did. Yeah, we did that all ourselves, and then
What was mode of transportation?
we had we drove up in Reed's car, his little RAV4.
no
We
shit.
picked up a U-Haul trailer in the back.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we had an Airbnb in Santa Barbara, but then we were able to score a spot in San Francisco with some friends that live up there. But we just
pretty
hooked up the
grassroots,
trailer.
just wherever you
Well, we
may
wanted to
land.
get a
Didn't sleep
camper
in the
van.
U-Haul?
but- What's up?
You didn't have to sleep in the storage U-Haul.
No,
Thank God, no. San Francisco is pretty sketchy. I would not want to sleep.
We kind of base it all around Jesse Orlando. If you guys know Jesse Orlando, he was like, "Hey, you guys can come play up at the Fate in San Francisco." So we kind of based it all around that. That was our anchor point. So we're like, "All right, well, we'll try to do that." And we're super grateful he gave us the gig, and that was our best gig of the whole tour. Really, like 125 people maybe showed out.
Yeah,
maybe not.
I'd put Modern History as one of those
Dude.
kind of all time
Yeah.
San Diego
Yeah.
bands
Yeah.
that really shaped it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how they just come back in town and they're like, "We're playing at the VFW. We're just gonna fucking
people hanging from the rafters at the veterans,
and then just
hanging
they
out.
blow it out. You can tell the bartenders there just
Yeah,
they're just
awesome.
getting they're just getting
those dudes
stoked.
are awesome.
Rock and
They have
roll.
a sick outlook on everything.
Yeah. Did you have your job, Alex? What you do?
Yeah, I'm in the sciences. I work in biotech.
Yeah?
So brought me out to San Diego.
Bunch
Yeah.
of fucking learned doctors out here.
Yeah, we all go up to different shit. Yeah, but super into music too. I mean, I'd love to see it blow up. I mean, that'd be the dream.
Fuck, you came from the crowd with the sign, and
Yeah.
you made it.
Put me on the tour bus, guys.
Dude, that's kind of the thing. Is like there's always the excitement of the hope that like maybe one song hits and we can go on tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's all it fucking
like
takes.
the excitement to do music for a living. That's like what I think my goal is. Just like always have that excitement. Like, all right, we're working on something. Maybe people like it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like we want to like it too. But it's like you always have the dream of doing that, which is.
Yeah.
Or like one you guys play one good show and there's the right person in the crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Word of mouth
Exactly.
spreads and just like that, you're like,
Yeah. That's the thing back to earlier, but there's so many good bands in San Diego, you get a little imposter syndrome. At least me, like, like bands like I see like Peach Cooler or like, what's a Space All Sound Machine? Like those guys, like you see them and you're like, holy cow, like these guys are legit. So you just like, it pushes you to like be good and better,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I always, well, actually, let me rephrase this separately. So when you guys go to like book a show, do you have like usual bands that you hit up, or is it just kind of going through and saying who would be fun to play with, or is there any rhyme or reason to that?
We try to like spread it out and like play with different bands and not just play with like a handful, or like try to mix it up a little bit. I mean, there's of course the bands that pull a big crowd, and those are always ideal because more the merrier, more people that show up, it's better. But usually we try to like, go through all like the whole suite of different bands in San Diego and have it be a good mix of different.
So
shows every
like
time.
for me, I always wanted to play with like the best bands in the area because it like pushes you, right? Like you want to put together a good show, and there's obviously a lot more people that come out, but. It's funny talking
Ben
to
was
different
just
people.
worried about the chicks that will show up.
But it's funny talking to different bands now that we started to do this. Is like some people, get a little bit more intimidated by like bands that bring a bigger crowd than them. So they're like, well, we don't necessarily want to, be like the headliner that when we go on, everyone kind of leaves because it's just kind of weird. But I was like, I mean, if anything, that's awesome because you guys get more exposure that way.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, totally.
I feel that.
different strokes for different folks, and
We don't mind. We don't really care about I mean, we've hit up Band of Gringos to play with us.
fuck
They
yeah.
didn't come to
What they
fruition.
say?
Well, actually, no, we did play with
fucking
them
love to
at,
play Band of
the
Gringos.
Line.
Yeah, but that was like
good
kind
band.
of like a. But
We'll get the
Yeah.
sign back
Sections
out,
are
man.
up. The
Yeah,
B
the
sections.
That's
Is that still in the works?
No, I was late to the ball on that one.
yeah, those guys. You guys, have you seen those guys? B sections?
No.
Dude, those
Fucking
guys
phenomenal.
rock.
Really?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Who are we playing with next time at 710? Baybirds, right?
Baybirds, yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are fun.
Who did we play with last time at 710?
Exotic Fruit Tour.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys seen them
Hell
play?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. I
They're
saw them
awesome.
play.
So-
They're good.
Super good. We have a lot of bands. We're super grateful of all these bands that just reach out to us too. Like they're like the community, kind of like what Duke was talking about on the last podcast. Like everyone's super helpful and like, hey, you want to put together a show?
Duke
Let's do
lives
something.
for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you
Music
can't
community.
survive without it. Like
Yeah.
it's like
It is sick in San Diego.
Once
I
you-
mean, it's not like cutthroat or competitive. Everyone's just like fucking stoked. I mean, look at you guys. You just got picked up,
Just vibing, dude.
thrown in the band, and part of the family, just like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, it's super cool.
Dude, that's the thing. Yeah, it's like that's why I want to keep playing music just for really community too. It's like
Yeah.
cool to like be a part of the scene and like meet a lot of people. It's really fun to
Yeah.
like do that. And then you see them playing Wonderfront and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, sweet, dude. Like just
That guy
like
gave me a
everyone's
pound the other day,
yeah, these are just like
and an
It's-
Easy Rider.
an easy rider,
He did
easy
give me a
rider.
That's right.
What do you guys got booked? What do you got coming up?
Playing the
you need to
Roxy.
plug?
Yeah, you got
Got
plenty of shows to plug, dude.
Yeah, plug,
Dude, we're
plug
doing
a
some
little
cover
something.
shows like at June 6th at the Roxy. We'll play like half originals, half
Yeah.
covers.
What's your? Give us a couple covers that might see the
Strokes.
streets.
You ever heard of the Strokes?
I'm gonna be like
Strokes.
only listening to the Strokes for 15 fucking days.
Do it. We'll play some Stones, Beatles.
Go.
Nice.
Some random like
That's June 6th.
June 6th
Got
at the
some Grateful
Roxy.
Dead
Yeah.
tunes in there.
Stuck in the middle.
What's after that?
Bill
Or
Withers.
before that? Anywhere else?
OB Street Fest.
Yeah, so we play.
Yeah.
We play OB
It's the
Street
big one.
Fest.
Is that like the Summerfest they do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
chili cook-off?
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
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 And, on the parking lot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
That
gonna be
was
on the.
so-
You guys gonna
yeah.
have some chili?
Fuck
Dude,
yeah,
we should bring our
absolutely.
own chili.
Oh, yeah.
Or do we get free chili?
They better give
Yeah,
us
they're
some
chili.
chili.
They would.
Cup or something.
BYOC.
We do it for the chili.
You guys got another tour in the works?
We want to. That'd be sweet.
Want to once we get like in a flow. I mean, these guys they didn't just join, but with me being out so much during the winter,
Just didn't get a whole lot of time to.
we didn't
Like,
like.
I just met these guys today.
He's been all over the place. Switzerland, Puerto Rico.
On the past month.
All of the places.
Wherever
Yeah,
he got
hell
that
yeah,
burrito.
dude.
He had to get a new passport. He
Nothing
ran
wrong
out of
with that.
stamps.
Yeah, but I don't know. We will definitely. I don't know. We're trying to either do another California tour or even an East Coast tour, maybe even a Europe tour.
Like Phoenix, maybe. Phoenix,
We got some-
Tucson,
I didn't know about
Flag,
We
yeah.
got some contacts in Norway.
Going to Europe,
Got some
boys.
contacts in Switzerland. I made some contacts in Switzerland.
Every place you go ski.
Yeah, because I'm always handing out like
Yeah.
bumper
Yeah,
stickers.
On that Puerto Rico.
Mammoth.
Yeah.
I grab their phone and like just hijack it, just like follow.
Yeah,
like,
these
follow.
three are going on tour. You're going to ski. That's pretty much
Yeah.
how that's gonna go.
No, I'm laying the groundwork, you know.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
I really my personal goal would be to do like a ski resort tour next winter and hit like Mammoth, Palisades, Jackson Hole, and then end it in like Snowbird. Just do like a big old loop and just play at different. I mean, I have contacts at all like these bars up there.
Yeah.
So you guys thought I was skiing, but I wasn't only skiing. I was
Yeah.
grabbing
Laying
bar
the ground.
managers and opening
Laying the ground.
Here's your guerrilla marketing.
Networking.
If you need an Aspen hookup or a steamboat, I got a couple.
Oh, there you go.
We'll go
Nice.
further east. I'm in for it.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, but
we'll show up for a couple.
Yeah, we started to book a lot for like this summer. We have 710 with the Baybirds on the 21st of June, and then we're playing at Beaumont's on July 3rd,
That was sick.
and then we're
How
playing.
was it playing at Beaumont?
Yeah, that's South.
I've
It's
never
so
played-
sweet.
sweet.
That's the
Yeah?
Roxy of the South.
Yeah.
Roxy,
You're right. You're
but-
exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a
It's
little
sweet.
bigger stage, and it
A little bit
packs
more
the
money.
house.
What was that? July
yeah.
3rd?
Yeah.
July 3rd at Beaumont's.
July 3rd.
Guess
Beaumont.
these
July
boys.
4th at Casa.
July 4th.
Yeah, we're playing at like a house
Casa.
party on
Cougars.
July 4th.
The house that Reed used to live at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casa
Okay.
Blanca
Yeah.
up in Mount Soledad. And then we're playing at another like wedding at a house, like a house party wedding sort of thing, like in August.
Is that open to the public?
What was it?
Come to this wedding.
It's wedding season.
Address in the
is
comment.
442.
The link's right here for the address to the wedding. Just click the
Links down
box,
below, yeah.
and it'll take you to the RSVP section.
Tuxedo shirts, everyone show up. You know, get
Strokes
'em.
cover band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where's some-
strokes.
$500
Yeah.
cover.
Where's
Pay
some
for all the
nice-
food.
So,
And then I saw we were on in August at 710 too,
September.
or September.
Oh, and then the big one is we applied for an amplified sound permit on Fiesta Island,
Tsunami
and
That's right.
this will be our 4th annual Tsunami on the Bay.
Dude, I have been to one of those.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
So we've been doing it. We started doing it on, like during COVID, like 2020, October 2020 was the first one we did it.
Blowout Dog Beach.
basically,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Like it was so
It's like-
chill because the cops didn't give a shit, and like we just set up like again the guy Ryan Hickey hooked us up with the stage and like full PA system, and we just started playing. It was like gorgeous afternoon, and people just cruised by and just stood and watched.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, that was a huge success. And then we did it again in 2021. We rented a Penske flatbed truck and played on top of the truck.
Fuck yeah.
And just
Yeah.
parked it right on the beach and just
That's
played
sick.
on top of that truck.
Yeah.
Big success. We didn't do it in 2022, right? No, yeah. Then we did it in 2023, and that was really dope. That's probably the one maybe that you guys went to.
I think so.
Where we were like in the middle, like over that hill.
Yep.
And that was also a big success. And then last year, we're like, all right, let's run it again. And we set it up near Dog Beach. And we had like Pocket Change, Exotic Fruit Tour,
Rust Boulevard.
us and Rose Boulevard. And Pocket Change was able to play their full set. And then during Exotic Fruit Tour's set, this fucking cop shows up on his ATV and like just
smokes
rolls
everyone.
Yeah. And we're like,
He sat there for like 10 minutes to kind of watch the music.
yeah.
Waiting for
But you
backup.
had
He's
a,
like,
you had a
boys,
permit
we
to
got
play,
it.
but what? You can't
No, we
drink?
didn't have a permit because we hadn't had a permit all 3 years.
But this
And-
year you got it.
This year we applied and got it.
He went to city council and everything.
I went to the Mission Beach committee council meeting and
Shout out to them.
That's so awesome.
gave a presentation.
So you can blow it up this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can people get open container tickets and shit?
We are considering it, but I think it's gonna be a lot more work and expense.
We need to rent a fence.
Yeah, Reuben, can you walk us through the city council meeting? Because I'm imagining it being like Chad Kroger, what up,
Wearing this
I'm
suit.
here because we need more parties in San Diego.
Yeah, he ate a fucking
Could you walk
burrito.
us through that, please?
Yeah, it's like,
Okay.
it was funny. It was just like a bunch of like volunteers in their like 60s and 70s, like our parents' age, our
They
grandparents'
used to
age.
rage out there back in the day.
Yeah,
so
dude.
They knew what was going
And
on.
like there's people going up asking for random things, like, you know, like they're like trying to ask for parking to run like a 5K or set up a 5K or this that. And then I got up, I was like, hey guys, my name is Reuben Atcats, I'm part of the Tsunami Sound Waves. Every year we throw this gig or music festival called Tsunami on the Bay. And we've been doing it since 2020, and then last year the cops rolled up on us and like threatened to give us a ticket because we didn't have a sound permit. So, you know, we would like to host this like free music event on Fiesta Island, and it'll be open to the public, and we'll have a couple bands. We'll just go from like noon until sunset, you know, and that was about it. And like during like the talk, like I could see like half the crowd was like, oh yeah, like, for sure, and then the other half was just like, and like, do you understand that you have to have a chain link fence surrounding the area? I was like, no. She's like, okay, well that's gonna cost you some. I'm like, all right, that's fine. They're like, you also know you have to have porta potties. I'm like, oh my god, here you go. It's like this whole,
really?
there's a lot of bureaucracy bullshit with it, but basically they approved my my application. Now we just have to like, you know, kind of do the due diligence of getting like a chain link fence and
Porta potty.
and
Yeah, if you need a porta
We'll just
potty,
get some
hook you up,
chicken
hook you up.
wire, and
that's
a
right.
bucket.
yeah, just dig a hole.
We're both in the construction industry, so if you need fence,
Oh, nice.
fence and
You build us a
shit.
fence.
Yeah, let's pour
Actually,
a porta
though?
potty.
Yeah.
let's do
I can give you contact. I mean, I don't have a fucking porta potty.
Backyard.
Got one on my truck. Yeah.
Put it in my
Go to a
SUV.
Slide a bunch of Greenroom stickers on it.
But that's the thing. So I think he has to go back and like show we have that planned, right?
Yeah,
So
I
that's the
actually
whole
wrote
deal.
her today.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's still in the works. October 26th.
Fuck yeah.
Is gonna
That'll
be
be sick.
Tsunami on the Bay. It would actually technically be the 5th annual, but last year wasn't really the success.
Fifth annual,
one.
but not.
I mean,
the
4.5 doesn't sound
4.5.
as good.
Yeah.
Let's go with fifth.
Fifth annual.
Yeah.
Fifth annual.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to have like last year was a sixth scene. Like we had like several artists come there and display their artwork. We had a couple food vendors, and then we like
Get chasing
discreetly.
there with his bagels.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, that'd be
His dick
sweet.
bagels.
yeah.
What?
Dick bagels?
It makes dick-shaped bagels.
Yeah.
Not.
Can we pivot to that?
They're fucking good though.
That would be
All shapes
hilarious.
aside,
Just-
they're fucking bomb.
Can you just make the dick ones for
You just
the,
like
for
tear
the-
it up before you eat it.
Chopping it out.
Dick bagels, yeah?
No homo. Yeah. Classic.
That was sweet.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, boys. Anything else you want to shout out or
Should be fun.
plug?
Yeah.
Besides Easy
Yeah,
Rider?
where does everyone find you? Instagram.
Easy Rider. It's great beer.
Yeah, we have an Instagram, just Tsunami Sound Waves, and then we're also on Spotify under the same name, obviously.
TikTok.
We got banned from TikTok.
Fuck yeah.
Twice.
Matt
I
started
guess.
showing his nipples, and they
I did
Yeah,
not.
let's go.
I did not.
Nice.
The girls can do it.
I thought it would work. I thought it would work, dude. I was just
Violated
like, you
community
know.
guidelines,
Fuck yeah.
dude.
No, so we
Hardcore.
started one and we did the name and then it was actually Reed who started it and he was like, we got banned without posting one single video. I think it's had the word tsunami in it. I don't know, but
Chinese don't like
Tsunami's offensive.
I don't know. People were like, oh, you know,
Chinese don't like the Japanese.
Yeah.
something like that. But
Classic.
We also have a website too, just tsunamisoundwaves.com, right? I think.
yeah, follow us on Instagram, Tsunami Sound Waves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then new music coming soon.
Yeah.
It sounded like.
Hopefully, yeah.
And a
Yeah,
couple
we got
shows
some
lined
on
up.
Stage.
Yep.
Got some shows lined up, some originals that we've been practicing on. And
It's gonna be a hot summer.
yeah, it's gonna be
Fuck
Hot
yeah.
boy summer.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck yeah, boys. Good to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Good.
Good.
This is awesome. Appreciate it.
Right on.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Sweet.
Slow
Yeah, thanks,
roll
guys.
style. We can't cut anything.
thanks, yeah. Sweet, dude.
Dude, I've been like half sick all day, and all of a
You
sudden,
sounded worse and worse.
yeah.
Oh, no.
I was like, fuck.
Oh,
Oh no.
dude, yeah.
That was
What's
good,
going on?
boys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks,
that's
dude.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Thank
you.
you.
You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the horn. On the horn.
Thanks, Jack.
Cool.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna have to come up to Roxy, I think, to see you.
Yeah. It's a
That's
fun
like